Yo, what's up guys, it's King Sean here, and in today's video, I will be bringing you guys my official preview video for the Commanders wild card game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Obviously, huge game. Every game from here on out is a huge game since, of course, it's the playoffs. Y'all know how these videos work. I'll go over the injury report first, then I'll go over my keys to victory, and then I'll give you guys my score prediction at the end. So, if you guys are new to my channel, leave a like down below, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And with that out of the way, let's get straight into today's video. Moving on to the injury report, Colson Yankoff is the only guy on the Commanders injury report that was ruled out for Sunday night's game against the Bucs. He's dealing with a hamstring injury. He's still on IR. We'll see if, obviously, we move on to the divisional round and we activate him then. But for the time being, we will leave him on IR. And then Jamison Crowder, he is questionable with a hamstring injury, was limited all week in practice. If I had to guess, he still plays, but if he doesn't, then I had to guess it's probably going to be Olamide Zaccheaus or Luke McCaffrey or KJ Osborne back there at punt returner, right? So we'll see if Crowder plays, but if he doesn't, then it'll probably be one of those three I just mentioned at punt returner for us. And then everybody else on here is good to go, including Marshawn Lattimore, who got rest today, so that's why you see a DNP right there under his name, but he's going to be good to go, which will be a big help for us, big boost to our defense, especially since we're going to take on Mike Evans on Sunday. Going to need a cornerback one to guard him, and Marshawn Lattimore is that, so it'll be nice to see him out there on the field on Sunday, and him versus Mike Evans will be pretty electric on Sunday night. And then the Bucs are pretty healthy as well. Only one guy ruled out who is also on IR. There's 5 questionables on here, but everybody that's questionable, like Jamel Dean, Mike Edwards, Logan Hall, Cade Otton, all those guys are going to play. They were full or limited today. I think all those guys are going to be good. And then everybody else with no injury designation, they are good to go as well. So both teams pretty much fully healthy. It's all hands on deck. If you're good enough to play, if you're healthy enough to play, then you are going to play. It is the playoffs, right? So look up your wounds, get some treatment done. If you're good to go, then you are good to go. So that is the injury report for both teams. Moving on to keys to victory. Key to victory number 1 for the offense: protect Jaden, avoid turning the ball over, and avoid self-inflicting mistakes, specifically penalties, right? So, over the past couple of weeks, we've had a lot of false start penalties, a lot of holding penalties. And, the holding penalties, we can try and avoid those, but at the same time, those can be debated, right? Those are controversial sometimes, right? So, if we get them, it would suck, obviously, but, we can live with those penalties. It's the offside penalties, the neutral zone infractions, the false starts, the illegal man downfield that we cannot do. Like, those penalties we cannot have at all, and we've had them a good amount of times over the past couple of weeks, really since the bye week. Versus the Saints, we had them a couple of times. Versus the Falcons, we had 13 penalties versus the Falcons, right? We had a whole bunch of them versus the Falcons, right? So we got to cut down on those type of penalties, those type of mistakes, and DQ has preached it in a couple of his press conferences, right? So we got to cut down on those type of penalties. Obviously, protecting Jaden will be key. The Bucs pass rush, when they're rushing forward, they're not that great. However, they blitz a whole lot. Now, in this game, I don't think they'll blitz Jaden a ton or as much as they do and as much as they did week 1, because Jaden, if you blitz Jaden, hey, man, he might find a lane, he may take off, or he can hurt you with his arm, right? So if you blitz him, he may hurt you with his arm or hurt you with his legs, right? So you got to be careful. So you cannot blitz Jaden very often because he can hurt you very, very easily. So still think, obviously, they're going to blitz him because that's what they've been doing all year long. They blitz teams the most out of any team in the NFL, I'm pretty sure. They might be second or first. I'm not sure, but they blitz a whole lot. You already know what Todd Bowles be doing, right? So we got to do a good job of protecting Jaden, obviously when they're rushing forward, but also doing a good job of picking up blitzes. And then obviously don't turn the ball over. Had 5 turnovers versus the Eagles. Had a turnover, an interception versus the Falcons. And we had a muff punt versus the Cowboys last week. So we got to do a better job of taking care of the ball. And we have been all season. It's just these past 3 to 4 weeks where we've kind of struggled at doing so. So we got to do a better job of protecting the ball, because if we don't, then the Bucs can pounce on those opportunities and get back on offense, and they can score pretty easily on us, take advantage of those opportunities, right? So that's key to victory number 1. Got to protect Jaden, got to avoid any mistakes, and got to avoid turning the ball over. Key to victory number 2 for the offense. We got to get some sort of run game going, man. Obviously, since the bye week, we have not been able to get a run game going with the running backs. And look, the Bucs do a great job of stopping the run. Right now, or on the season, they are 4th in stopping the run, giving up only 97.8 yards a game on the ground to running backs, which is unbelievable, right? That's amazing. But we still have to get some sort of run game going, man, to just take some pressure off of Jaden. Like, I don't even need us to go crazy on the ground, right? Because we probably aren't even going to run the ball a whole lot because of how good the Bucs are at stopping the run, right? This might be another 5 game. But when we do run the ball, I want us to get at least some chunk yards on the ground, right? 6, 7, maybe even 5, right? So we got to establish some sort of run game. I want Brian Robinson to get back into form. I don't know if it'll happen this game, right? Because the Bucs are really good at stopping the run, right? But if he does get back into form this game, that would be great. You know, I do want to see Chris Rodriguez get more touches, maybe take some carries away from B-Rob, right? I like the way C-Rod runs. He runs very physical. And Eckler, I do like his shiftiness in the backfield. Would like to see him get more carries as well. Obviously, Five's going to use his legs. And week 1 versus the Bucs, he definitely hurt them on the ground. And I expect him to do so again if he has to, right? Because he's going to be taking off and running a couple times, so I do expect him to get some really good gains on the ground versus them. But yeah, man, I just want to see some sort of run game, like some sort of run game. It don't even gotta be 100 yards from like Brian Robinson, right? Even 80, 70, right? But I just want to see some sort of run game, right? To just take a little bit of pressure off of Jaden. And obviously, it's not all the backs. Our run blocking has to be better, right? And obviously, Vita Vea is a really good run-stopping defensive tackle, man. He is massive, man. A great run-stopping defensive tackle. So we can't run it up the middle all the time, because if we do, then, hey, he's going to be right there waiting for the back and tackle him for a little bit of yardage or maybe a TFL, right? So, you know, I just want to see some sort of run game. Once again, just some sort of run game to just take a little bit of pressure off of Jaden. So that is key to victory number 2. Key to victory number 3 for the offense: score points and convert on 3rd down. We've been good on 3rd down all season long, and we have to score a lot of points in this game. I think this game is going to be a shootout. I mean, both defenses aren't great. The Bucs are really good at stopping the run, but very poor at stopping the pass. We are literally exact opposite. Top 3 at stopping the pass, but bottom 3 in stopping the run, right? So, you know, it's going to be a shootout in my opinion. And this, like I said a minute ago, might just be another 5 game, right? Another game where JD5 has to take over and win us this thing. And we know we can do it, right? We've seen him do it all season long, right? So no worries right there. We got to convert on 3rd down. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure the Bucs allow a similar 3rd down conversion to us. So it might be around like 38%. But we got to convert on 3rd down this game. And obviously, JD5's legs will be a huge factor in that, converting on 3rd down. But also, we got to feed our targets like Terry, Zach Ertz. We'll see if the running backs can get involved this game. I'm not sure because, like I said, the Bucs have a stout run defense, but we'll see if they get the running backs involved this game. And obviously, like I said, score points. This is going to be a shootout in my opinion. Maybe it's a little lower scoring, but I still think it's going to be a shootout, man. Both defenses just aren't great. Both quarterbacks, both sides, great, right? So I think this is going to be a shootout, and this is going to be a game where we're going to have to score a lot of points, right? We're going to have to get the ball to our best weapons. Terry, Zach Ertz, even Diami. Honestly, Diami has kind of stepped up a little bit over the past couple of weeks, really since the bye week, right? So I like what I've seen from him ever since the bye week. He had a deep completion from JD5 in the Saints game, or not the Saints game, sorry, in the Eagles game. He also had a clutch 1st down conversion versus the Saints, but it got called back for holding, right? So Diami has stepped up. So we got to get our best weapons to the ball. We have to score points. We have to move the ball through the air. We'll see if we can establish a run game, but I honestly not sure. And then obviously we have to convert on 3rd downs. And we have to also, I'll put this in as well, we have to convert in the red zone. We have to score touchdowns in the red zone. We cannot leave the end zone empty-handed. But specifically, I want touchdowns in the end zone. Like, most of our red zone trips should end in 6 points or 7 points. I don't think field goals will be enough to win this game. It shouldn't be enough to win this game. If we're going to win this game, we're going to have to put up points. And to put up points, we're going to have to score touchdowns. So, that's key to victory number 3. Score points and convert on third down. Moving on to the defensive keys to victory. Key to victory number 1 for the defense. We got to limit Bucky Irving, man. Bucky Irving is an absolute dog, man. Loved him last draft, man. Loved him during the pre-draft process. The only thing about him that kind of made him fall in the draft was his speed. He ran a 4.5 at the combine, so not super fast, but he's quicker than fast. He's very elusive, very agile, shifty, man. He is really, really good. He's pretty explosive when hitting gaps, but doesn't have like long speed or anything like that. Not the fastest guy, which is one of the reasons why he fell. But man, he's a dog, and obviously haven't been good at stopping the run all year long. But we got to limit him in this game. We have to limit him in this game, and this is where the game might be won for the Bucs, right? If they are able to go off on the ground, then it could be a long, long day for us, because if they do that, then that could help them open up the pass game, right? They are 4th in run offense, 149.2 yards a game on the ground, and Bucky Irving is a massive part of that, so we have to be able to limit him. Obviously, Baker takes off sometimes as well, which we're going to talk about in a second here. They have Rachaad White too, but Bucky Irving is the main back in that backfield for them, and we have to do a good job of stopping him. Frankie Louvu, Bobby Wagner, 2 second-team All-Pros for us, by the way, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, they have to have a good game. Obviously, the D-line has to do a good job of filling in their run lanes, staying disciplined in their run lanes, all that. We have to do a good job of limiting Bucky Irving in this game. Key to victory number 2 for the defense, get pressure on Baker Mayfield and bring him down to the ground. Week 1 versus the Bucs, we did a good job, honestly, of getting pressure on Baker Mayfield. I thought we did a good job of doing so, but we could not bring him down. We only got like 1 sack on him on the day. There were so many instances where Baker just broke off tacklers, man. It was just unbelievable, bro. Like, we couldn't bring him down at all. Baker's a slippery guy, man. He is tough to bring down, and I have to applaud him for that, right? You got to give him credit for that, but we need to do a better job of tackling him, bringing him down. And we've done a better job of tackling guys in general all season long, right? Weeks 1 through 3 of the season, we were horrific at tackling. But ever since then, we've gotten better and better and better each and every week at bringing guys down to the ground. And we got to do a better job of bringing Baker down to the ground this week. We have to, right? Because we cannot let him escape the pocket. When he escapes the pocket, makes some out of nothing, scrambles out, finds his receivers down the field, that's when he can be most dangerous. Obviously, also, if you don't get pressure on him at all and you just allow him to dissect you in the pocket. But, man, when you let Baker get out of the pocket, scramble around, find the receivers, hey, man, he can be very, very dangerous. So when we get pressure on him, we have to contain him in the pocket and get him down. And, when we pressure him, we could force him to make some mistakes, and that's key to victory number 3, force some turnovers. I think this game is going to come down to the team that makes the least amount of mistakes. I'll say that. Whichever team makes the least amount of mistakes in this game will win this game, in my opinion. So we have to force the Bucs and Baker to make some mistakes, to turn the ball over, and Baker's going to give you some opportunities to get an interception or 2 on him. He's thrown 16 interceptions this season. He threw 16 interceptions in the regular season. That led the league. We need to force him to put the ball in harm's way in this game. And we need to make sure we catch those balls. Right? Frankie Louvu, the ball hits your hands, you got to catch that. Right? Maybe Mikey Sanders still gets a pick this week. Maybe Quan Martin. I don't care. We have to do a better job of taking advantage of opportunities that could potentially force turnovers, right? We have done a terrible job of that all year. Frankie Louvu, he's dropped like 2 or 3 interceptions, right? Along with other guys as well. Jeremy Chin, he should have like way more interceptions, but he just doesn't do a good job of tracking the ball, and sometimes he overruns a play and he has a chance at an interception and he just doesn't get it, right? So we got to do a better job of taking the ball away. We just aren't good at that right now, right? We got to get guys that are ball hawks, that know how to track the ball, who know how to create forced turnovers, right? Pick the ball off. So we just got to do a better job of that. But once again, man, got to do a good job of getting pressure on Baker. Got to take him down to the ground. We got to do a good job of tackling him, man. We got to. But also, we have to keep him contained, and we have to force him to put the ball in harm's way. Finally, for my final score prediction, I have us winning this game 33-31. This is going to be a super close game. This is going to be a back and forth game, going to be a high scoring game in my opinion. It's going to be a shootout. And I think the way this game ends, the Bucs are up 31-30 after a field goal. Jaden has maybe under 2 minutes left, and he's going to lead us downfield on a game-winning drive. And we could have time to score a touchdown, but we decide to send Zane Gonzalez out there to kick a game-winning field goal. And it won't be a long kick. Jaden's going to put, Zane Gonzalez in range to be an easy kick for him. He's going to make it. We're going to win this game 33-31. That's just my prediction, right? It may be something similar to that, right? But, yeah, man, this is going to be a super fun game to watch, man. And win or lose, look, this season was absolutely incredible. Obviously, we all want to win, right? Who doesn't want to win a playoff game, right? We haven't won a playoff game since 1991. 30-some years, right? So, we want this game badly. We do, right? But it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough game, man. Super tough. The Bucs are a really good team. Their losses this season have been against really good teams, but they've also won games against really good teams, right? They beat the Eagles. They beat the Lions, the number 1 and number 2 seed in the NFC, right? So they've got some really good wins on their resume as well. So this is going to be a very tough battle, but I got faith in the squad. 33-31 is my prediction. We officially named our captains today. Jaden Daniels, Bobby Wagner, Zach Ertz, Terry McLaurin, and Jeremy Reeves are your captains for the playoffs. Big game, big captains, right? So makes a whole lot of sense. They're going to be wearing the C's as well. They're going to have the C patches on their jerseys as well, which is really cool. All pro teams came out today. Terry, Eckler, Frankie Louvu, and Bobby Wagner were named to second team all pro. So that is really good for them. Congratulations to them. And I expect us to have more all pros in the future, when we get more talent and when we continue to play great football. So, once again, congratulations to them. And then once again, this is my final score prediction, 33-31. Comment down below your final score prediction for this game and who you guys think will win it. So, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave a like down below, subscribe, turn on notifications. And other than that, it's been King Sean, and I'm out. Peace.